Well, I'm working on the rust repair section on the back of the Jag. This car actually has very little rust in it. It has had some characteristic rust on the rockers and the trunk where the spare tire sits in the back, which is just kind of an area known for water pooling. So I'm welding in a panel for that, and at the same time we're changing the whole rear valence section of the car where we're smoothing that where it used to be, you know, a bumper and 5-mile-an-hour bumpers and all that. The bottom of the wheel well and the trunk is a piece of metal is bottoming, and then the rear valence comes down and caps over the top of that. So essentially the wheel well is the inner panel, and I'll fix that rust first, and then we're in the process of creating that whole new valence in that area, and hopefully not have to do that. But it's looking like it's going to be more fluid and a better looking situation if we just completely recreate it. And I need to point out that this is my build. This is not a customer build. This is me building a car, which I always try to do, keep a build going for myself. But it also allows us to experiment and kind of push the envelope on things and some technologies to play around and on something that's not a customer car. The gist of it is there's a lot of trade, and so I will trade skills with somebody else and vice versa, and it happens a lot in the shop when we're doing our own builds. And so on this one, the metal shaping, I'm having Tim do, and he's reshaping on the English wheel the whole new rear valence undersection. And in trade, I am working on his 1275 Mini motor. And he bought a kit out of the UK, puts a supercharger on it. So I am setting that up. I'm installing a digital distributor. I'm setting it up. I had to make some changes to the kit. There were some problems with warping on the manifold and whatnot. So I am basically installing that and setting it up and making so it'll safely run boosted. Also, there was a head gasket change made thicker to lower the standard compression to allow for the supercharger to dump boost in. So that's a pretty normal scenario where we trade back and forth to get things done on our cars. That's not our skill set. Like I say, mine's mechanical, and I'll make that run for him, and he'll make the bottom end of my car. So I'm welding in this panel in the bottom. It's not a panel, it's a patch panel, I guess. Not much, actually reasonably small area, but I did have to form it on the bead roller to get the correct shape because it does have a section through it. On the bonnet, there is a little bit of rust because it didn't come off of this car. It's a Series 1 bonnet I got off of another car that actually did have rust. Anyway, so I've got a little bit of rust repair around the front grille opening area on that bonnet. I get pretty close to the end of rust repair, and I'm starting to work on filling up holes and closing in on things that I don't want on the car, like badge holes and marker light holes and that kind of stuff. That's kind of it. I'm closing in on the metal here pretty quick. We'll start assembling the car, and then we'll start a whole nother series of filling holes and mapping things in, fabricating where we want them. So, all right.